Do you struggle feeling numb, disconnected, a little bit out of it, a bit dissociated, unmotivated, unable to think straight, not able to really do very much, but not know why? Well, you may be very disconnected from your body. So keep watching and I'll show you some easy ways that you can reconnect to your body. Because healing starts in the body, not in the mind. Hi, I'm Catriona Morten. I'm a sensory motor psychotherapist, and this is We Are Vega Therapy, where we help people heal trauma by understanding the language of the body. So let's begin. If you know that you're disconnected, you're unmotivated, you're not able to function, you need a starting point, because your head won't be able to know what to do because it's maybe offline. And all of this will just feel too overwhelming. I don't know where to begin. And so I always say, make the beginning the consistent thing. Give yourself a go-to thing so it becomes so automatic you don't even need to think about it. And for some people, trying to focus in on the breath, if you're really disconnected, that's too hard. So you want simple things we can do. And so I always say, the go-to place, keep it as far away from up here as possible. Go down to your feet. And the more you practice this, the easier it will be. If you are numb, overthinking, doing all of those things, then expect the resistance. I don't know how to do this. Maybe I'm not doing it right. Oh, this isn't working. Or there's other things I need to be doing. Expect them. They're normal. They'll come up. You'll get a bit of pushback from this. So expect it, hear it and go, oh yeah, I'm getting that message. And go back to doing what you're doing with your body. And give yourself the message that this is important. This matters, because we're just going to be doing little things and it's really easy for the head to dismiss it. It's like, oh my God, what are we doing? We haven't got time for this. It's important. This is the way that we reconnect with our body. And the more we can learn how to do it, the easier and more second nature it becomes. So often when I say to people, can you move your feet? Yep, I can do that. It's an automatic thing, and actually they've just followed an instruction. They've not been aware of what they're doing. So how can you become aware? Now, some people, it helps to close the eyes so that they're not watching and getting information that way, they're feeling. And what we want is to be curious, to get that curiosity about our feet. So when I'm asking you to sense into your feet, what can you feel? What are your feet communicating to you? What temperature are your feet? Are they that temperature the whole way around? When you move your toes, can you feel them actually moving? Can you feel what they're coming into contact with? Or if you're wiggling in the air, can you feel that movement? And don't have a thought of, oh, what does it feel like? Just can you feel it? And when we're doing this, we want as much involvement as possible. Oh yeah, I can feel my feet. Oh yeah, I can feel that my toes are a little cold, or my feet feel really warm. Or I can feel them against the tiled floor or the carpet or my socks or my slippers. Whatever your feet are making contact with, be curious. The next thing we can do is, okay, so you're making those movements. Brilliant. What are they? Are they wiggly toes? Are they moving side to side? Okay, can you get more involved and speed those movements up? Try it. Make them go faster. Now can you slow them down? Can you feel yourself having some involvement with what your feet and your toes are doing? We can do one foot at a time. Can you just move one foot? Make the same movements that you were doing, but only with one foot. Change it to the other one. Do the same movements, whatever they are, but you're just sensing into them and doing them both together. Get both of your feet doing the same movements. Then we can involve the head and go, okay, can I think of a different movement I can do with my feet? Now, if you're offline, you might not be able to come up with a menu. I've seen people really struggle with that. And so I'll give a menu. Well, you can move your feet up and down. You can move them side to side. You could rock them that way. You could rock them this way. So just take that menu in and go, which one am I going to choose? Okay, if I'm choosing, I'm going to move my feet side to side. Keep my heels on the ground and lift up my toes and the rest of my feet. And I do that movement. It's like, so I've thought of a movement and now I'm executing it. And I'm just going to invite you to feel the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments moving. Just be involved with actually the movement of your feet. You made this choice of movement and now you're executing it. And then go back to the first one they were doing. If that's wiggling your toes, whatever it is, then just go back to that first movement and just notice the difference. Don't think about it, just notice it. It feels different. And if the resistance is coming up, just notice it, thank it, accept it, and then just go back to doing what you were doing. If your head wants to distract you and take you off somewhere else, that's okay. Just bring yourself back. Don't make it a big thing. Your head will want to do this. But the more that you get involved with what your body's doing, the less you'll get taken away from it. Then we can do the same thing with our hands. And for some people it helps to look at them. For some people it helps to close their eyes or to just have them in their peripheral. And just be aware of which one you prefer. Peripheral, looking, or closing your eyes. And we're just going to do the same thing. It's like, okay, make some movements with your hands. And just feel your fingers moving. And just be aware, what temperature are my fingers? Are they all the same? Is it the same temperature over my whole hands? And just the noticing, being curious. Can you feel all those different movements with your hands? Now, can you speed those movements up? So you have to have some more involvement in that. Can you slow them down? Can you get them to do something together? Just being aware. It's like, think of a little menu of movements that your hands can do. And just pick one. Make a decision from your head. This is a movement I'm going to do with my hands. You can circle them around. You can move them up and down. You can do all kinds of movements with your hands. Which one are you going to choose? So you just pause for a moment and go, okay, I'm going to do that one. And then you just make those movements and just be aware of the movement. Seeing if you can feel any air moving between your fingers as you're doing it. And, just being aware of what your hands and your fingers are communicating. So you're just getting that involvement and that connection a bit more so that you can feel things. We're not asking what we think about it or what we make about it. It's just the process of feeling. And then we can move a little bit further into our internal body and say, okay, can I make some connection with my muscles? Can I find some muscles in my legs to tense? And if you're not sure if they're working or not, I hear this quite a lot. I think I'm moving them. I think I'm not. Then just put your hands on the places that you think your muscles are moving. And, just be aware of the movements. And, some people say, oh, only just is good enough. If you've got any ability to squeeze and release the muscles in your legs, any muscles, doesn't matter how small, then just thank that. It's like, oh yeah, I can actually do that. Oh yeah, that's good. I can move those muscles. That's me working with the muscles in my legs. I'm not asking my legs to move. I'm getting involved with working the muscles. And again, we can speed them up a little bit. Can you make little pulses and go a bit quicker? Can you slow it down? Can you tense the muscles in your legs? Hold them really tight. Hold them for a couple of seconds. And then can you slowly release them so they don't just let go at once? Slowly get some control. So without you even having to put much effort in, you're getting a bit more involved with your body and what it's doing. And we can do one leg at a time. Can you just isolate and squeeze the muscles in one leg? Can you switch and do that to the other leg? Then can you get them going together? So we're just getting that involvement in there. We're getting some control and awareness of what our body's doing. We're not thinking what it's like. We're just increasing that connection. And we can do the same, the muscles in our bottom. Can you tense and release the muscles in your bottom? Can you feel yourself doing that? Can you do one side at a time? Can you tense those muscles and hold them tight? And when you're ready to release them, can you slow it down? So you've got a little bit of control over that. All the time you're deepening your awareness and your head will slow down because you can't multitask with something like this. You're either involved in doing it or you're not, and you're thinking. If your head takes you away, just come back. Oh yeah, I was working the muscles in my bottom. I'm just squeezing and releasing them. And I'm just feeling what that's like. And just take a moment to, as you're doing that, it's like, what am I sitting on? Is it hard? Is it soft? And just be aware, how's your body giving you that message? What other places in my body is it making contact with whatever I'm sitting on or leaning against? I've got a bit of a cushion behind my back. I know that the seat I'm on is soft. I know that the floor underneath my feet is hard, but there's a carpet on it, so it's a bit soft. And just taking your awareness to all the places that your legs, your feet, your bottom, your back are making contact with the environment they're in. So you're starting to bring in an awareness of what's around you. Now we can do the same with the muscles in our arms. Now, some people find it really difficult to just tense and release muscles without doing something. If you have to do something with your wrists, or if you squeeze your muscles into your side, then do that, so long as it just gives you a sense of being able to feel those muscles squeezing and releasing. So just do them, squeeze and release them. Speed them up a little bit. Can you do it a bit faster? Can you slow it right down? Sometimes the slowing down takes a bit more effort, and it takes a little bit more of your awareness to be in there. That's a good thing. Anything that feels a bit tricky, don't avoid it. Oh no, that's a bit tricky. Go, oh, that's going to take a lot of awareness. Brilliant. I'm going to have to really try to do that. So we don't get put off. We can only feel them a little bit. Great, a little bit is brilliant. Anything is really good. It's just engagement with your body. We're not looking at what we can't do. We're looking at what we can do. Now, if you sense into your arms and go, oh my God, I don't feel like I've even got arms. I can't work the muscles. That's okay. They're just not on board yet. So go back to a place that you can. Oh yeah, I can do my legs. That's okay. We go with what we can, and we don't get alarmed by what we can't do. Because everything, that communication, that connection, that's all it is. You're not fully connected with your body. You're not all working as a team yet, but it will come. So we go to the things that we can do, go back to our feet, back to our hands, back to our legs. And any of these, if you ever get a sense of, I don't like this, one, be curious. What is it about that you don't like? How's your body actually telling you? How do you know you don't like it? It's a really good opportunity for more curiosity. And no, I like doing that. I can do my feet and I can do my hands. Okay, how do you know that? How do you know that that's easier, safer, better to do? Because you're getting a clear sense. And what you're doing is you start to build up this relationship with your body, reading it, working with it, being aware of what it's telling you. The more you can do that, the more you're really going to be aware of what's right for you and what isn't. Then we can do some movements with our head. And again, it's just the same thing. It doesn't matter what part of your body you're going to work with. It's the same principle. It's like, what does it feel like when I make the movements with my head? Can I actually feel it? Just to get that sense of movement. And if that's difficult, then you can put your hands up to your neck so you can actually feel the movement. And they can be really little. You're just getting that engagement of what it's like to be working and feeling and sensing in to your body. Go through a menu. What can my head do? What different movements can it do? Which one am I going to pick? Pick one, so your head's involved, and then just do it. What does it feel like doing it? Does it feel different with your eyes closed and your eyes open? As you're moving your head, just be aware of what you're seeing and what you're observing around you. And then just bring in that environment. Find something that you like looking at. What is it that pulls your attention and your curiosity? What is it about that I like looking at? I'm looking at a painting. Can you look around at something that you don't quite like looking? Why not? What is it about that I can look at my old beat up hairdryer and go, it's a little bit old looking and not too scruffy, but it's not offensive. You're just getting involved with your environment, bringing your curiosity in. The more you can do that, the more you can practice this, the easier it gets. And the more that sense of awareness deepens, and the quicker it can be to drop from being in your head to being in your body. So I hope you found some of these helpful, useful. If you have, practice them. Just do them. Take 5 minutes out of your day and do them. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. So if this has helped and you're ready to understand yourself more deeply and feel safer in your body, hit subscribe and join our community, because real healing doesn't start in the mind, it starts in the body. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.